You ready?
One state.
Here we go. Louisville in those reds, of course, Kentucky in the blue, and it is Kentucky's middle. Lizzie Carr with a long-range kill that time to get this one going.
And what a good job by Kentucky establishing the middle. Again, it's 1-0, but as early and as often as possible to get that first tempo going for Kentucky is going to pay dividends.
First-year Wildcat came over from Purdue. She's off to a productive start. Nayelis Cabello's a really talented setter for Louisville. She sets her teammate up nicely. That's the freshman Calissa Blackshear.
And that ball coming from transfer out of Purdue, Chloe Chacoin in the red. Blackshear was actually a middle coming in. She goes opposite for Louisville on that right pin, but you see her first tempo, both sides getting it done.
Yeah, clever way to start this one. Hannah Kenny serves it away for Louisville. Cassie O'Brien, boy, went sprawling out to try to keep that one alive. It's out of Delay's reach. Nice service pressure early from the Cardinals.
And Hannah Kenny is one of Louisville's elite servers. Right now on the season, she leads the team with aces at 10.
She's got 11 now. She really has excelled. O'Brien goes back set. Asia Thigpen is denied.
Notice that Kentucky is trying to shy away from that left pin. They're trying to get other attackers involved. You see Asia Thigpen cannot get past that Louisville block.
First swing from Brooklyn Delay, and she converts. This all-American force, averaging just about 5 kills per set. That is elite, top 10 in the nation.
On average, for an outside attacker, you're wanting to hit somewhere around 250. That's 25% efficiency when you factor in errors. And you've got Brooklyn Delay hitting at over 300. That's elite.
A really impressive start and against quality competition. That time pounds it through the block, and we're knotted up at 3. All right, Kentucky faces its 5th top 10 ranked opponent today. Always challenged in the non-conference, this year no exception. Big swing from Peyton Peterson. Very versatile outside hitter for Louisville.
And it is because Kara Cressy is so lethal. What a dime pass. And you see a single block for Peyton Peterson on the side of Louisville in that red jersey on that left pin.
Well, you saw Cressy, she's number 13 in the red. Peterson wears number 21. Louisville, it has options. Soft attack that time. Brooke Baltima converts. The bulk of Kentucky's offense, it's going to come from that duo you mentioned, Delay and Hudson. Craig Skinner knows that he can lean on that duo, but where else do they get some of the other production? Baltima provides it. Delay, really quality server, just with a mishit that time.
But that's one of the keys. You mentioned that the dynamic duo of Brooklyn Delay and Ava Hudson, but that's one of the keys to Kentucky's success is they have to balance their offense around their pin hitters. So that means establishing the middle early and often. You saw Brooke Baltima get her first kill of the match, and it's just going to open up the net for those pins.
Oh, Delay, it's a long-range kill from the back row. That's her 3rd in the early moments. So what do you got for this one?
You're looking here, Kentucky always has that service pressure from the line. That starts with defense for their side, getting some transition offense with that first contact. You saw an ace from Louisville for Hannah Kenny, but they've got to make sure they dial in on that pass, and then you're looking at the veterans remaining consistent and composed.
Kentucky keeps that attack up in the air, but it's an opportunity again for Chloe Chacoin. It's number 7 in the red. From the back row, Peterson took a big rip. Chacoin gets it done.
And in these 2 rotations for Louisville, you have Chloe Chacoin coming out of area 2, but she plays on that left pin. She is a workhorse. She works hard for her kills. And you see Louisville's defense working even harder to get her one.
She's been very productive. She's second behind Peterson in kills and digs. So now Cabello, the setter, to serve this one away. Louisville, early edge. That's the first swing we've seen from Eva Hudson. Right back to her. And Louisville handles it. Where's Blackshear going to go? Off those fingertips. That's a point for the Cards.
And this is a key to Louisville's success in this match. They have to have transition efficiency, and that comes off of a lot of block transition touches that Louisville is so good at having. You see that blocking and that net presence. You saw Blackshear on that right pin along with Hannah Sherman getting it done. This is what Louisville needs for success.
That big rip is just long. So Louisville takes a 3-point lead early in this first set, playing in its home building. Nice crowd for this rivalry match. So Cabello to serve it one more time. Opportunity now for the Cards. Misconnection.
But good recycle by Chloe Chicoine. Right into the hands of the block, giving her team a chance to play again.
Great awareness, Camden Schran, first-year libero, with some nice work digging that out. Here's Hudson.
And another transition touch.
Delay digs it out, neutralizing Blackshear that time, and Kentucky answers.
Let's just take a breath. Both sides. Defense is just going at it. This is what you want to see in a in-state rivalry match.
You know, both of these coaches, they take a lot of pride in what their defense and what their back rows do. Louisville, always elite in that area over the years. Craig Skinner thinks we can be a really quality defensive team. Big swing from Chicoine. Then we get the whistle.
They're calling that the ball was outside of the antenna on Chloe Chicoine's attack just then.
You know, partner, I paused there. It didn't look like she had hit the net there on that swing, so you would think that's got to be it.
So now you're going to see a challenge by Coach Dan Meskey of Louisville.
The original call was the ball hit the antenna, point Kentucky. We are looking for the ball not hitting the antenna.
And so there you go. That sums it up. Dwayne Holman is our R1 referee up on the chair. That was E.J. Schwartz, the down official. And so each team, you get the 2 challenges. If you win the challenge, you retain it. If you lose it, you lose the challenge.
And here you're looking, you see that Chloe Chicoine is outside of the antenna here. It just looks like a little bit of movement. We can see that there was some touch on the block from the middle for Kentucky, but that was absolutely nowhere near the antenna there. So they could be looking, you see that there is right through the block of Kentucky. But I don't see an antenna.
So let's listen in.
After review, the player number 20 for Kentucky hit the antenna. Therefore, it's a net violation on Kentucky. Louisville retains their challenge.
And you can understand why the official would see that, because it did look like the pin was bouncing around right after the swing, and so they say that Thigpen made contact with it, so we flip it. Louisville retakes the 3-point advantage. So the Cardinals with the early lead in set 1. It's best 3 out of 5. Play to 25 in each of the first 4 sets, and then 15 if we do reach a 5th. Louisville extends the advantage.
And this is one of Louisville's best rotations. You're seeing that Chloe Chicoine, number 7, is playing in area 5. That is left back, while you have Camden Schran playing in middle back. One of the 2 best defenders that Louisville has on their squad.
Yeah, they've got some great dig numbers to start the year. There's a touch, and Kentucky is awarded the point. So they say that big swing did ricochet off a Louisville player's fingertips. And it's Hudson back at the service line. Two-time All-American. Serves it, Cabello up high to Peterson. She's got it.
Peyton Peterson is so versatile. She's so good on that left pin. Just really taking a lot of shots. She's got a lot of weapons in her artillery. You see her thumb up down that line off of Asia Thigpen's block.
And that creativity at the net, it's so critical. Thigpen gets turned aside that time. This is delay. Up high to Blackshear. Kentucky handles it. They try the middle, and Carr is rejected. Delay can't pound it through, and the block is strong again.
Again, one of the best rotations for Louisville. You see a big block in Blackshear and Kara Cressy, number 13 and 24 for Louisville, just really taking it to big hands in front of Brooklyn DeLay.
Yeah, that is 6'5" and 6'6" coming at you. Nice soft attack that time.
That's a smarter Brooklyn DeLay, noticing that the set was dropped inside, right on that right hand of Blackshear for Louisville. Smart shot by Brooklyn DeLay to get her kill.
DeLay went errorless her first 5 swings. A couple of snafus at the net. She's now got 4 kills to lead the way early in this first set, but it's Louisville by 4. Peterson is rejected back-to-back for the Wildcats.
That's great movement by Asia Thigpen, number 20 in blue. You see her track the ball nicely, just hands over first, stopping Peyton Peterson from scoring.
You know, coming into this one, Louisville certainly, at this point in the year, the better blocking team. They're top 5 in the nation. Kentucky, though, has got a couple of here in the early goings. Tight set to Cressy. She converts.
Again, transition offense. You see some nice offense on the side of Kentucky, but it has been thus far the defense of Louisville that just keeps the ball off the floor. That transition offense is working for Kara Cressy of Louisville.
Got a couple of blocks Louisville does as a team. For Cressy, her first kill early in this match. Strand digs it out. Peterson can't pound it through. They go right back to Peterson. O'Brien right up there to Baltimore, and it works.
Brooke Baltimore just being available to your setter, the transition of going back and forth, and just takes a 2-step approach right off that right hand of Kara Cressy. Good job.
You know, we mentioned, by the way, Cabello on the Louisville side, number 6, of course, in the blue. That is the really talented rookie from right outside of Houston. 5th straight start for O'Brien as Kentucky setter. Cressy into the net that time. Kentucky within 2. Molly Berezowitz ready to serve. So it's a mini 4-1 Kentucky run, make it a 5-1 run.
And notice that Berezowitz is serving right into the middle of the floor, going right through the route, making Louisville one-dimensional in offense. Cabello has to set that ball out to Peyton Peterson, right in the route of Kara Cressy in Kentucky with that point.
Let's see where she goes this time.
Again, right in the route of Kara Cressy, leaving offense one-dimensional, but this time Peterson gets it done.
That's a savvy kill that time. Peterson with 4 in this first set, so she is past her per set average at this point. Now she very quickly emerged as the go-to pin hitter in these early matches for the Cardinals. Here's the All-American. DeLay had a second crack at it. Cabello! And it's Louisville that takes the 15-12 advantage. Last year, they've been to a pair of national championship games in the last 3 years. 2 of the sport's elites. And as both coaches like to point out, they're an hour and 15 minutes apart. Louisville extends its lead. It's a 4-point advantage. Cressy that time just with a high leverage kill. You know, it always feels big when these two get together, particularly lately. This is now a 6th straight meeting where both teams are in the top 25. And this year, top 10 no less. Cabello wants Chacoin. That's handled. Cabello keeps it in play. Now Kentucky trying to catch him out of sorts. Delay can't pound it through. Schrand with another nice dig. We've seen some longer rallies early in this match. Here's another. Cressy on the slide, and Kentucky turns it away.
Let's all just take a breath. Both sides of the net are just getting after it. This time, Kara Cressy for Louisville is rewarded with that point.
4-0 Louisville run. Leads to a Kentucky timeout. So that snaps that 4-0 Louisville run. Delay with that power arm on the serve. Cressy with another. So it's a 5-point edge again.
And it started with a pass from Camden Schrand, leaving a single block against Kara Cressy. You probably want to tilt a little bit to your right side. You see Brooke Baltima not able to get there. She faded to that left, and she was burned by Kara Cressy of Louisville.
See Cressy, redshirt senior from Fort Wayne, Indiana. She's already a featured part of this offense. Dan Meschke jokes, well, we got to force it to her more. We want more swings out of her. So with Cressy off the floor, Kentucky gets one back.
And Kara Cressy playing 2 rotations up with the setter, it just allows for the net to expand for Louisville, because Kara Cressy for Louisville, best attack is a slide. So going pin to pin just spreads the offense for Louisville.
High-level top 10 battle in Louisville. See if Cabello can get a handle on this one, and she does. Chacoin could not strike it through. That's dug out. Chacoin, did she get the fingertips? Yes, she did. Going down the sideline, and Louisville retakes that 5-point edge.
And Cassie O'Brien, she knew she got a little bit of that edge, but the timing, once Kentucky figures out the timing on the block, you've got Lizzie Carr in the middle and Cassie O'Brien. They're very good blockers. They'll tag some balls.
Hudson denied. 3rd block of the set for the Cardinals. And that's the 2nd Craig Skinner timeout this opening set.
Look at Kentucky change their rotation and pull Brooklyn Delay in that serve receive. You see her pass that ball there.
Oh, long run for Schrand. And nearly into her own bench, just could not corral it.
And again, you see on that side of Kentucky, Brooklyn Delay taking it upon herself to make some choices in game adjustments. And that's why her leadership is so important for the Wildcats.
And she's got all the accolades in her 3rd season here. Craig Skinner did laud just that game time mentality. She's able to move on from mistakes quickly, taking more charge overall as a leader. Blackshear sizing this one up. Tuzzo digs it out, so an opportunity for the Wildcats. It's a 4th block of the set. Got a whistle, and let's see what happens here.
You see here, because now while the officials are talking, you see that Ava Hudson got that ball up. She might have been able to get just underneath it, but the call is going to stay with Louisville here.
6-point edge. That's Louisville's largest in this first set. We're getting close to the finish line of the first. There's Chacoin, junior from Lafayette, Indiana. O'Brien, Thigpen, couldn't do it.
it was a solid pass from Kentucky. You're looking at Asia Thigpen. That ball probably should have gone to Lizzie Carr, especially if you see for Cassie O'Brien for Kentucky. You've got two good blockers from Louisville camped out in the middle of the court.
Talk about setting the tone with 5 blocks in the opening set. There is Carr, who you pointed out. She's got a kill. That's her second on 6 swings.
And Lizzie Carr is a dynamic middle, so she needs to get the ball fed to her in the perfect situation, and right there you see her get a kill for Kentucky.
They're trying to go back-to-back here, quick to the middle. Carr was denied that time. Thigpen blocked again. My goodness, it's a rampage at the net.
And I mean, it's really textbook blocking right now. You see Peyton Peterson for Louisville, number 21. Her eyes tracking the ball, then over before the attacker contacts, leaving no room for Asia Thigpen to get past.
6 blocks. Look, Louisville coming into this match, they were 5th in the nation in blocks, so they are somehow performing above what they typically do.
And you see Jordan Daly for Kentucky 7. She is a middle converted to that opposite side, so let's see if she gets some production.
Hasn't played in a few matches here. There she is, number 5 in the blue. Chacoin, really good defensively. Kentucky gets one back. And there was Daly and Carr on that far pin.
And that is something you have to appreciate about Coach Craig Skinner. He's going to make some in-game adjustments, and you see right there, Daly comes in for Kentucky, number 5, get an immediate block on that right pin.
Hadn't played the last 5 matches. So with his team in a big hole in this first set, makes the change. Louisville creeping towards a set 1 win, and they're 1 point away now. It will serve for the set point. Louisville has been in control for much of this set. Kenny gets it away. Where's O'Brien gonna go? Delay, it's a big swing.
She's so tough, Brooklyn Delay. She is dynamic and so lethal. Again, on the outside, you're wanting to get about a 250 on production, and she is well over 300. That means she knows what to do with the ball, and you saw it right there with her kill.
Well, they're gonna have to go on a run here. Opportunity for the Cardinals. Cabello to the middle. That's handled. Delay keeps this set alive with back-to-back, just punishing swings. Jennifer, she's got 6 kills now, so that leads all attackers. Peterson, meanwhile, with 5 for Louisville. She's had a really strong first set. Up high to Peterson. Delay, it's a 3-0 Brooklyn Delay run.
And you know what? You love to see it. Again, the leader on the side of Kentucky. You see her dominating on that left pin. This is what the 20...
Setting the tone in their building. Overpass. Delay converts it. That's 4 in a row for Brooklyn Delay.
And everyone in the stadium, their balloon kind of deflated, but you're talking about this as a blocking attack for Kentucky. Another run, another point for Kentucky.
Cardinals, can they seal the deal? There's a touch, that's the ruling, and Louisville wins the first set, even despite that delay surge at the end. Tuzzo, reliable all-conference libero, getting things started. To the middle, Blackshear. No, she was just wide. Looked like it might have got the sideline, but Kentucky takes that first point.
And you see Louisville starting out in the middle, but again, I love the in-game adjustment that Kentucky and Coach Craig Skinner made for this first set. You see Jordan Daly on that right pin, blocking against Peyton Peterson.
It's number 5 in the blue. She got her fingertips on that one. This is Brooklyn Delay. Rejected, and it's Hannah Sherman again.
There's just nothing you can do about that. Hannah Sherman for Louisville just penetrating the net, hands over, and directing that ball straight down.
She and Cressy, they're both Louisville's blocks leaders. They're averaging about a block and a half per set. That's really good. What makes you say Kentucky's got the momentum here? What did you like from the end of that first set that you noticed?
I really liked that Brooklyn Delay was taking matters into her own hands, really feeding the energy on the side of Kentucky right now. She's on that left pin, and she's going to get a lot of balls, but you're looking at now Brooklyn Delay, you're looking at Brooke Baltima, and then Cassie O'Brien, who is leading this charge for the offense. This is a really good lineup to get some points on the board for Kentucky.
Even at 2, early second set. This bluegrass showdown. Boy, that's a rare mistake from Molly Berezowitz. So it's an ace for Hannah Kenny. That's her second tonight. She's got a team best 12.
And Coach Dan Meskey will call Hannah Kenny an elite server. You see her really moving the ball around on that serve.
Well, that's a great view. Shows you how Kentucky set up that slide, and Brooke Baltima finishes it.
And where did that pass come from? Hudson puts it on a dime for Cassie O'Brien, and Brooke Baltima just takes care of business.
That was really smooth, that play. Watch the heat here from Delay into the net.
We call that a jinx a little bit.
No such thing as a broadcaster jinx. It's just a myth, Jen, right?
But right now you see that Berezowitz is out of serve receive, and you're looking at Brooklyn Delay and Eva Hudson both passing.
How the Cards respond. Little soft attack. Berezowitz slid her right hand underneath that one. Really clever work. And Kentucky denies that swing.
And that is what you like to see on the side of Kentucky. Now, Louisville has been lethal on the block, no doubt, but you want to see Kentucky get on the board, and you've got Brooke Baltima as she exits, and Cassie O'Brien with that block for Kentucky.
So first time we'll see Ava Sarafa at the service line. Redshirt sophomore from Bloomfield Hills, Michigan. Started the first couple of matches at setter. Was replaced by O'Brien. I think Cressy knew that one she just did not quite connect properly. That's wide. Kentucky by 1. Wildcats trailed for much of that opening set. Matter of fact, for basically all of it outside of a 1-0 lead. Back set, Cressy didn't quite have a great connection that time. And that's going to be a point for Louisville there.
Even though that was a miscue on the side of Kentucky, I would love to see Lizzie Carr set more in front. You saw her move away from the setter, and you see her right now. Give me the ball again. Lizzie Carr is really, really wanting to establish that first tempo. She's really good in that 31, setting away from the setter, but still in first tempo.
O'Brien to Carr. Cardinals have it. From the back row, Delay. It's a vicious kill.
And dare I say that all started with Lizzie Carr just really being aggressive. You see Cassie O'Brien setter the first time, and there was absolutely no block for Brooklyn Delay on the second, right down the middle.
That is precision. You know, that 3-0 sweep of Penn State, remember, she dominated the Nittany Lions. 18 kills. That's about 6 per set. It's a fantastic pace. Did that one get the chalk? Yes, it did. Just caught an edge of that end line.
You see Chloe Chacoin On that left pin, out of system in red. Just a nice little shot right to the end.
Now, how about the battle of wits that time? You saw Delay previously with the hammer, and Chacoin with the craftiness. This is O'Brien to Carr. There was a touch. So Kentucky retakes the lead. And O'Brien getting Carr involved once again.
I mean, that's Cassie O'Brien's 15th assist for Kentucky. She's really setting a nice offense, but it has been the block for Louisville that's really stopping that power. And right now, the lineup for Kentucky, you've got Jordan Daly and Lizzie Carr, 2 middles.
Oh, Carr, get out of her way.
I know I'm partial because I was a middle blocker, but you have got to enjoy how much Lizzie Carr is just working and really communicating with her setter, Cassie O'Brien, to feed me the ball.
That's what stood out to you, just that communication. So on the slide, Sherman, yeah, they luck out that time. It'll work. So the middles now abundantly involved at this stage of the match.
And again, on a good pass for Kentucky, you've got 2 first tempo options in Jordan Daly, number 5, and Lizzie Carr for Kentucky.
Yeah, Louisville that time got an easy layup. Just back to the conversation about the middles. You know, how critical is it for both of these teams, particularly these coaches, to establish that presence early in a match or early in a set?
Well, for Kentucky, we all know that they thrive on the production of their left side pins. They've got 2 of the best in the nation.
Right
but
there.
Establishing that first tempo offense out of the middle, you've got good middles in Lizzie Carr and Jordan Daly and Brooke Baltima. It just opens up the net and spreads the offense.
You know, Baltima and Carr, errorless ball thus far. And meanwhile, you see the distribution for Louisville. It's 4 different players take more than 5 swings per set. That's really nice distribution. And Louisville evens things up, 9-all.
You see Calissa Blackshear for Louisville, number 24, get another kill. And out of the middle, playing a new role on that opposite pin for Louisville.
There was Daly. Took her first big swing of the match. And Louisville is just really imposing right now at the net. Has been all season. 7 blocks. And we're only a portion of the way through set 2. So Camden Schrand took a little off that one. Delay leaps, big swing. That's dug out by Louisville. Peterson. It's Kentucky who returns that one. Daly on that right side once again.
Beautiful setup, beautiful adjustment on the side of Kentucky to put a taller, much more physical presence at the net in Jordan Daly. You see here Jordan Daly, number 5, tracking that ball and really tagging Peterson on Louisville, not letting that ball get across the net.
Cheers to Daly's early work. Redshirt sophomore from Franklinton, North Carolina. We can't underscore this enough. She only played a couple of matches. It was the first 2 of the year. Has sat the last 5. And with things going really sideways in that first set, Skinner went to her late in the first. That big swing is wide, and Kentucky is back in front. Cressy just so physically imposing at the net, but really tactful. How she can move. Will she get it here? No, it's Blackshear. Not that time.
And now Kentucky is imposing their will on that defensive end with the block. You see it going from end to end. Naelis Cabello trying to set Blackshear, but Brooklyn Delay was camped there and waiting. Now you've got Kentucky with 6 blocks as a team.
Cressy converts, just pounds it right through.
And everybody wanted that block for Brooklyn Delay. Again, this is 2 balanced teams just going back and forth. This is what volleyball is all about.
high caliber, heavyweight bout. All eyes of the sport on this one this week. This feels like the main event in a terrific week of volleyball at that. Brooklyn Delay just got to look out that time. Down the sideline, gets it done.
And earlier, before the second set, you asked me, what does it mean that Kentucky has the momentum? And that right there is what it means. Brooklyn Delay did not back down from that first set, going on a 4-0 run, scoring for her team, and she's just repeating it right here.
She goes after that one. O'Brien to Hudson, turned away. Bultema stuffed. It's another Louisville block. That is 9 for the Cards.
You're talking about back row defense, but you're talking about frontline defense right there. You see Peterson going in to help and getting a block.
They average 3 blocks a set. That's elite, top 5 in the nation. And add another. I mean, this is just preposterous right now. That's back-to-back for the Cards. Block at the net.
Just the motion, the fluidness. And again, early and often you want your hands present.
O'Brien, crafty move to get one back. That's Cassie O'Brien, freshman from Katy, Texas. She has been terrific in these 5 starts. And it's against opponents like SMU and Pittsburgh and Penn State. So she came off the bench in that Penn State match. It's the 3rd game of the year and really excelled. So Craig Skinner has stuck with her since. Back set to Carr. Could not rip it through. Same fate for Chacoin. Up high to Hudson. Oh, Louisville just menacing at the net.
And that was an option, I think, that Cassie O'Brien had an open net, but she chose to set that tempo ball right out to Hudson. Hudson wants it a little bit closer to that antenna so she can go line, but it dropped right in the hands of Nialise Cabello for Louisville.
What could O'Brien have done?
O'Brien needs to push that ball, set it straight to that pin so that Hudson can have options of either going line or across.
That one falls in. My goodness, it's a 12th block for Louisville. That takes us to a timeout in this very tight, competitive second set. They are on a rampage at the net. This rivalry battle.
The team high.
Oh, well, what is it, 19? Or was it a 5-set match? Heck, we might hit that in 3. The rate they are defending the net. Eva Hudson could not push it through. So they're scrambling right now. Kentucky could not find a soft spot in the middle. And that's last touch by Cabello. So even despite all of these Louisville blocks, here's Kentucky all knotted at 15.
And you have to pay attention to the defense of Kentucky. They are relentless. Right now you've got Molly Tuzzo, number 12, in the white jersey for Kentucky, not letting anything fall, which is what's keeping Kentucky consistently transitioning and in offense.
Tuzzo just continues this really torrid start. Off to a really fine start to her junior season. Somehow Chacoin with the savviness to tap that one over, and her team benefits from it. Brooklyn Delay having a conversation with our chair referee.
And more than likely the conversation is going to be, did Hannah Sherman touch the ball too early, where Cassie O'Brien for Kentucky couldn't set at all? So that's the discussion that they're having.
Yeah, you can't reach over and block the setter's attempt, especially when that ball is, if you're crossing that center line.
And it's also not a challengeable offense. So look at Hannah Sherman in red out of the middle. If she goes over, It has to be within the plane of the net to be a 50-50 ball.
It's a great call. That one was very close. And that's Kentucky is going to benefit there. So Lizzie Carr had the Cardinals scrambling, 16 up. Lizzie Carr, one of a pair of Purdue transfers. You know, her older brother Andrew was on the basketball team this past season. So it's been a pipeline of Carrs to Lexington. That's in.
And talking about the leadership of Brooklyn DeLay, I think she had a conversation with Jordan Daly before the play even transpired that says there's going to be a tip. You're going to take that ball. We're going to get some transition offense, and you see it play out.
Blackshear is rejected. Carr with the denial.
Against the triple block. So Kentucky read the scouting report absolutely right. In this rotation, Louisville is looking for number 24 Blackshear to come out of the middle. Denied by Kentucky, and Kentucky getting the point.
That's the freshman. This one's still alive. So an opportunity for the Cardinals. Cabello tried to save it. Sherman with the miss hit. And Kentucky has its first significant lead of the match. It's got a 3-point edge after a 4-0 run. And it prompts the day first, and here they are with a 3-point advantage in set 2. That one did find the floor, so it's an ace, and the lead grows.
And continuing to talk about Brooklyn DeLay, you see Ava Hudson just drop this ball. The air falls right out of the bottom. But Brooklyn DeLay, you talk about her growth. Coach Craig Skinner said she came back a different player in the gym, especially after training this past summer with USA.
Oh, Sherman and Blackshear giving it right back.
And you know what? It's going to happen. You're going to expect it, but Brooklyn DeLay will find a way to get that past that block.
And as an elite outside hitter like she is, you know those are going to happen throughout a match. How quickly do you move on? She's taken 26 swings. Kentucky is in a great position to even up this match. Don't want to fall behind 2-0 on the road to your rival. Louisville back within 2. Boy, Louisville has not hit well in this set. And a really fine hitting percentage in set 1. And they got 8 kills and 8 errors. Peterson with her first of this set. She's got 7. That leads all Cardinals. O'Brien up high. Strand digs it out. It's a big jump. Peterson. That one was popped up by O'Brien. Louisville in a scramble now. Not quite in system. And Kentucky is awarded the points. They were applying all the pressure.
It all started with Cassie O'Brien from Kentucky. I know it's dinner, but I like breakfast for dinner. You got some pancakes
who doesn't?
there.
Yeah.
And then Kentucky goes on to just be rewarded with that block. Jordan Daly on that right pin. Really, really changing and making a big impact.
Peterson is stuffed. Kentucky 3 points away now from evening the match.
If only she wore number 23. Jordan Daly, you see her number 5 in blue, elevates high and over the net for Kentucky point.
Boy, what an X factor she has been.
He's telling Cassie O'Brien, be ready over my back.
Kentucky in the driver's seat, 4-point edge, very close to the finish line in the second set. Up high to Blackshear and another. Just a cold-blooded rejection here on Blackshear.
And you can afford to leave a single block, typically on that right side, but not against Brooklyn DeLay for Kentucky. She goes up against the freshman Blackshear, who is new to that position for Louisville, and you see DeLay win with a block.
Yeah, that is just elite physicality. Kentucky 2 points away now, make it 1. So delay was just able to slice it off of Louisville.
But not only slice it, you talk about leadership and you talk about experience. What Brooklyn DeLay did was track that ball over her shoulder, spot Blackshear, and then make sure that she got a touch. That is high-level elite volleyball player right there.
13 kills for DeLay, putting her stamp on this one. She's going to take the big swing to the middle. That's handled by Tuzzo. It's a free ball, though, for the Cards, trying to keep this set alive. Daly popped up. Here's DeLay. Louisville got a fingertip on it. So out of the back row, Hudson. Who's going to take the big one here? Louisville extends the set. Eight kills for Peterson.
That's who Louisville wants the ball in her hands in transition opportunities.
Tuzzo pushed it just a little too far. That's back-to-back for Louisville. O'Brien, delay, dug out. Louisville's got to swing it here, and another pancake from O'Brien. That's the second time she's done that this set. We got a whistle, and it looks like Kentucky was in the net. That's a net touch. 3 in a row for the Cardinals. So timeout, Kentucky. So Camden Schrand, who's got 7 aces this year. O'Brien, delay off the fingertips. High set, Blackshear couldn't convert. This one's going to fall wide, and Kentucky evens this matchup at a set apiece. Eva.
Blocking clinic. Can we talk about that? You've got Kentucky with 10 blocks who came on strong in that second set, and Louisville with 13. So I'm sure that's just going to continue.
These are eye-popping block numbers early in this set. That one looks like it's just wide. Now you got a couple of Kentucky players that are saying that one ricocheted off of a Louisville fingertip. Craig Skinner goes to the challenge card very quickly. So remember, Meskey challenged to play earlier. Skinner using his first challenge.
The original call, there was no touch in Louisville. Kentucky is challenging that there was a touch on the play.
And there was a lot of action at the net. You're looking at Kara Cressy to see if she touched that ball with her right hand there.
I thought first glance you could see just a slight alteration of the path of the ball.
And it looks maybe that there is a pinky touch. You're looking at any difference in the ball and the way that it goes out. So
after review,
oh yeah,
the ball was touched. The call is reversed. Point Kentucky. They retain their challenge.
You know, at that speed, you can clearly see just the ball start to rotate a different direction.
And it
so go ahead,
definitely
partner.
went off of the pinky of Kara Cressy.
So off of Cressy's pinky and then wide of the inline. So last touch by Louisville, that means point for Kentucky. So both of these coaches have won their challenges. We are off and running. Set 3, Molly Tuzzo with another ace. Boy, this super reliable junior continues to perform at a very high level. All-conference libero a year ago. This is her second year starting. She's got a team-high aces. Cressy just whiffs that time. Kentucky on a 3-0 run to start set 3.
And again, the energy on both sides seems a little down, especially after being so high the first 2 sets. So they're gonna figure it out, but you see just a miscue between Cabello and Caracresi for Louisville.
Back row having trouble again on that Tuzzo serve. Tuzzo up high. Hudson comes flying in from the back row.
I told you, watch out for Hudson. She is going to get some action in this match. And you see Molly Tuzzo with that back set out of the middle, right to Hudson.
Just the 5th kill tonight for Hudson. Now there has been a heavy dose of delay in the first couple of sets. So you wonder, does Hudson get rolling here? So after that service error, Louisville to send it back. You know, you talk about the energy level. So here's Louisville. This is their 5th match in 9 days. They played teams like Texas. That was in Fort Worth. This past weekend, they played 3 matches in Omaha. Dan Meskey says we're calling this a September surge. It's kind of like the September scaries at this point. And so, again, this is a lot of matches in a short period of time. Nice swing here from Cabello to say, it's enough of that. Let's get this one done.
And maybe this is the play that ignites a little bit more energy coming from the side of Louisville. You saw that Kentucky went on a 4-0 run. So maybe this is what Louisville needs. As you see, that serve goes long from Hannah Kinney.
Yeah, they give it right back, so Kentucky to serve. So Berezowitz comes in to serve. Really strong weekend against SMU and Houston for Berezowitz. The name should be familiar. She transferred in ahead of this year from Marquette. Older sister Maddie played here for a number of years. And that one is, kept alive. Cabello, clever move.
And everyone has to read that Cabello is going to try again for Louisville. She gets another opportunity. See Peyton Peterson setting her up. And there was no block. Brooke Bultema is fading to try to close that block on the left pin. And Cabello for Louisville takes advantage.
She's from Florida, voted a captain as a sophomore. How versatile is she at the net? Just her decision-making and size.
Well, when we talk with Coach Dan Meskey, he says this is her first official opportunity running a full offense in club and in recent. Last year, she ran a 6-2. She was a hitter in club. So this is her first opportunity running a 5-1. She's doing a beautiful job.
Yeah, she has done really, really well. Point Louisville. She is the spirited, fun-loving, upbeat setter on the court. Grew up 30 minutes outside of Orlando. Second year at the program. You know, she only had 17 assists in the first couple of sets, so that's below her really quality per set average. 1 point, 3rd set. Kept alive, it was Chacoin with the instincts. Swung that arm. Opportunity, though, on the slide. We got a whistle. And it's Louisville's point, so Baltimore might have hit the net.
And now those 2 sets by Cassie O'Brien were a little low. You see Brooke Baltimore let it drop. That ball hits the net. No contact on the blocker side for Louisville.
Top 10 battle in Louisville. Each team with a set apiece. Delay, little wide. Misfired that time. Trying to paint it down the line.
But that is the set that Brooklyn Delay needs. You saw that a lot of her opportunities have been falling in the hand, so she's had to go cross. But Brooklyn Delay has a lot of shots in her repertoire, so she's wanting to go line.
So that time, just tipped it off of those hands right in front of her. Finds a soft spot on the court. That's her 15th kill.
That's a good pass by Molly Tuzzle for Louisville, and Brooklyn DeLay just finds the seam of the block and puts that ball right through it.
Is it fair to say you get to this point in a match and one that perhaps could go the distance, that decision-making at the net just becomes, it gets put under a microscope perhaps?
I mean, both of these setters, Nilese Cabello for Louisville and Cassie O'Brien for Kentucky, they've been setting and doing a phenomenal job running the offense. At a certain point for Kentucky, the reliance on Brooklyn DeLay, because she's so lethal and dominant, she's got 15 kills. She leads all attackers.
That serve somehow clipped maybe the shoulder of one of the Kentucky back row players. So that is ruled to have ricocheted off a Wildcat and out of play. It's a really good view here. Just watch the movement. Where's O'Brien gonna go? Baltimore just with the off-speed attack.
Smart decision. Brooke Baltimore sees that ball going all the way to the pin, just threading that needle with the tip.
Redshirt sophomore from Cincinnati. She's had a productive 2 years on the floor. Redshirted that rookie season, and today she's got 5 kills. Sarafa serves that into the net. Craig Skinner's team with 5 service errors.
Now Lizzie Carr in area 4 for Kentucky. She is errorless thus far. She's got 6 kills. I'd look to go to her more when the opportunity presents itself.
It's really impressive. Number 15 in the blue. Right now they got to set up a block. Big swing. That was Reese Robbins into the game for the first time. Carr could not tap it through. Cabello up to Chacoin. The swing. That's handled. Hudson paints the line. That's a point for Kentucky.
Cassie O'Brien set the ball that Hudson needs. You see it go all the way to the antenna. Her ability to hit line is absolutely lethal. Robbins could not get over and close.
Robbins, boy, she thought she had one. Big swing and a kill. That's Sherman.
A lot of activity here. Strand gets that dig. Quick transition from number 11, Hannah Sherman for Louisville. But again, I feel the energy is still trying to creep up on both sides of the net.
Who's going to seize it right now in a very tight early portion of this third set? Back and forth we go. Haven't had a big run just yet in this set. There's Peterson with a savvy move. Peyton Peterson, sophomore from Dike, Iowa, leading the way with now 10 kills.
Just a nice, easy play right over Lizzie Carr on that right pin. You see Lizzie Carr and Jordan Daly, they can flip a coin on who's blocking middle, who's blocking right side.
Peterson has been the go-to kills leader for Louisville this year.
And that's going to be a double contact.
Yeah, so it's a point for Kentucky. See, there's Peterson, 10 kills today. She leads this team in kills. She's been their go-to pin hitter. You know, Dan Meskey joked he was even skeptical heading into the year. He didn't know just how impactful she was going to be. Came on late, remember, for Louisville in the national semifinals and championship game when DeBeer got hurt.
And you talk about ice in her veins. That was the critical moment that she had to be pulled off of the bench because of the unfortunate injury to Anna DeBeer. And she is proving herself right now. Just a versatile player. Peyton Peterson, as you see her swing on that left pin for Louisville.
They say she is just unfazed on the floor. And tonight, so has Daly for Kentucky.
Again, the X factor. Jordan Daly, you see her get in rhythm, taking that two-step approach just terminates.
Yeah, that was vicious. That's her first kill. She's got 4 blocks. And many of them were critical in that second set. See what Robbins lines up. Robbins knows it. That one was off the Kentucky blocker.
And we're seeing Coach Dan Meskey for Louisville make some adjustments. You see Robbins on that right pin just looking a little bit more comfortable. She has experience for Louisville on that pin and coming off the bench and getting it done.
A very dependable veteran, 3rd year at the program. Louisville a chance to really take a resounding lead in this 3rd set. They're up 3. That one's an overpass. Cabello. That didn't hit anybody. So out of play. That one's long. Kentucky gets one back.
Just a little intimidation on that side by the blocker for Kentucky, sending that ball. Cabello definitely wants that back, but we'll get this pass and she'll get right into the offense. You see her laughing.
Cressy did not need the touch. That one wound up in the back corner.
Honestly, almost an identical attack from Cressy that we saw previously from Cabello, but Kara Cressy for Louisville just able to hit that back corner.
Saw Hudson, who was back to the frustration to let that one go. Thought that that was going to clearly fly out of play. From the back row, Hudson. That's dug out. Strand has had some really strong work in the back row for Louisville today. We've got bodies flying, the effort, the hustle. Strand with the latest example. Who's going to terminate it? To the middle, Baltimore gets it done.
I love to see a middle blocker work so hard. And you saw Brooke Baltimore there. She didn't even take a step off of the net. Just nice 1-2 punch, back up available to Cassie Bryan for Kentucky and gets that kill.
Yeah, Kentucky earned that one. DeLay's got that vicious serve, but this time, though, pounds it right into the net. So that's another service error for Kentucky. You can see they are beginning to mount. Louisville has really good. There are the numbers, 5 blocks as well. But she and Chacoin, pin hitters for Dan Meskey and his squad. They are very versatile. They're very well-rounded. Chacoin that time just got stuffed at the net.
And Chacoin has been struggling a little bit these past couple of matches for Louisville. She really needs a nice, quick ball to be able to hit it high and flat off of the hands of the blocker, but she's not finding success against a big block like Kentucky.
So who's going to seize control here? Middle portion of this 3rd set, each team with a set win.
And we talked about it, and I honestly think that both of these teams are just tired because a lot of long rallies, because the floor defense has been phenomenal on both sides. As you see another long rally taking place right now.
All right, great point, partner. O'Brien says that's enough of that. Back to a 1-point set. But that is a really significant point. We have seen longer points.
And you're
pretty consistently, even going back to the 1st set.
And you're looking at the stats for Kentucky. They have 51 digs on the match. And again, this is the 3rd set. And you look at Louisville, they have 47. So a lot of floor defense is happening, which causes longer rallies. And again, you've got Brooklyn DeLay with 41 attempts. Peyton Peterson with 32. A lot of high numbers on attempts because the defense is so strong from both sides.
Yeah, well, we've still got plenty of time left in this 3rd set, so put it this way, both teams absolutely above their digs per set average tonight. That one winds up wide off of the Kentucky block. Cardinals by 1.
And Chloe Chacoin is a very smart and athletic athlete. She needs to make sure she's trying to find hands. Cabello needs to push that ball a little bit more to the antenna so she can take some shots, go off the hands of the blocker to find some success for Louisville.
Cabello serves it. Hudson takes a big rip. Point Louisville, and it looks like that our official or our referee up on the chair said that that one ricocheted and it hit maybe Carr before it then wound up out of play. Skinner's got the challenge card.
And we're looking at it. He's asking Lizzie Carr if she touched it. Lizzie Carr emphatically says no. And so what you're seeing right now is Coach Craig Skinner asking, who'd you call the touch on?
The original call was the ball was touched by Kentucky, point Louisville. Kentucky is challenging that the ball was not touched.
All right, so with a quick recap, okay, big swing by Kentucky.
And what you're looking at right now, number 15, Lizzie Carr, who is on your screen, she tries to make the pass to keep the ball in play. And this is what is being challenged here.
Now, all that matters is, did she make contact with it or not? Doesn't matter that she took a swing at it here. So here's that word we'll underscore. With the call on the floor being
the ball
last touch by Kentucky, yep. We need something definitive and indisputable that shows us, maybe we'll get it here, that it did not touch Carr.
You're looking at the far number 15 for blue.
They might have been taking a peek too to see if a Louisville player had touched the net.
Looking at number 15 right now, that right here on contact.
Again, the key word, partner, is do we have something indisputable, just definitive, that shows Carr did not touch it? I don't know.
This is a hard
Here
call.
you go.
This
Here's
is
a good
the
one.
best look here that we have.
Now that, we might have something there if you're Craig Skinner.
But also we could look at whether or not Lizzie Carr, if you're looking at the top of your screen where the ball is, if she touched the net after the follow-through, she could have easily missed the ball, but now I believe they're probably looking at whether or not she touched the net on the follow-through here.
It's a great call, partner, because right there's some contact. Pretty close.
After review, the ball was not touched, but number 15 was into the net. Therefore, it is point Louisville.
They're going to be
Kentucky
very
loses their
disappointed.
It's a great call, partner. You see Carr's reaction there. She's disappointed, a little mystified as to how that one plays out, but ultimately that does look like the appropriate ruling. You wonder if Carr still thinks that they ruled that she touched the ball, but they determined that she touched the net.
So that was the first thing that Kentucky heard, was that Carr did not touch the ball, but unfortunately in the follow-through she clipped the net. So the point is awarded to Louisville, and Kentucky unfortunately loses a challenge.
Yeah, the tables turn quickly there. Louisville by 2. We're pushing deeper into the third set. Robbins!
But even though the call did not go Kentucky's way, and you see that Reese Robbins on this right pin for Louisville clips that antenna.
Yeah, good call.
Maybe it's the energy that Kentucky needs, because now they have some sort of understanding that they're also fighting against the officials.
Cabela's cross-court set to Chacoin, and it works. competitive third set. You know, it was about at this point in the second set when Kentucky started pulling away. So what's going to happen? Will Louisville do the same thing, perhaps?
But this is honestly what you want to see between two national powerhouses really vying for in-state bragging rights. You want to see this go back and forth
Hudson,
on both sides.
Yep. It's the latest to secure the kill. Just bangs that right through the block. This is the big stage for both of these programs. You know, the stakes, they're real simple. First off, it's the in-state annual bragging rights. But then more importantly, the outcome of this one will be weighed significantly when we're dicing up that tournament bracket.
And right now you see the adjustment on Kentucky's side as you see Trinity Ward come in and sub for Hudson. They're going defensive, so another adjustment made by Coach Skinner to see if he can get some energy out of his team. And you see they notched it up.
After the misfire, 18 all. And Ward, the freshman from right here in Louisville, she went to high school about 10 minutes down the road from here. She's back at the service line. That one floats long.
So now you'll see Hudson rotate back in. Trinity Ward as a serving specialist for Kentucky, giving Hudson a breather. But now I continue to expect that Hudson will get a lot of balls out of that pipe right from the middle of the court.
She's got the 8 kills, second only to Delay, to the middle. Oh, Cabello dug that one out. Nicely done. This is an opportunity. Daly rises. Daly brings the heat.
She does it on the defensive end, but Jordan Daly is now doing it from the offensive end, scoring some points by terminating the ball on that right pin, just spreading that offense. Cassie O'Brien, kudos to her. That was her 28th assist, but she's setting a phenomenal match for Kentucky.
Rookie continues to play at a high level. Robbins an opportunity. This is Delay. Louisville's got to get it over here. Peterson right into the net. And the Wildcats take a 1-point edge.
And there was honestly nothing that Peyton Peterson can do with that ball for Louisville. She really needs to make sure that she makes Kentucky play the ball just nice and high over, giving her a chance to win a point.
Back to Cressy. Cressy adds another kill.
And Cressy has been quiet this set. They've not been able to give her a lot of opportunities to go slide, but Cabello finds her for that point there. That's her 7th kill on the match for Louisville.
You know, Cressy, a little quiet, if you will, since that really strong first set. So back into the mix. 20 all. Competitive, tight third set. O'Brien up high to Delay. Denied by Cabello.
I mean, come on. Single block against an experienced Brooklyn Delay. I'm sure Brooklyn Delay thought she had that ball. Cabello, you see her elevate. Hands first for Louisville for the block.
Louisville's got to smack it over on this call. Yeah, this works. Timeout, Kentucky. This one goes up 2-1. It's best 3 out of 5. Remember, in this set, we're going to play first to 25. You got to win by 2. Boy, Kentucky looked like it was going to dodge an error momentarily, but the run continues.
And that's one of those plays that Brooke Baltimore for Kentucky probably wishes she could take back. Sometimes when nothing is working, you just have to make the other team play the ball. and give your team an opportunity to play defense and some transition offense.
Hannah Kenny, this freshman from outside of Chicago, couple of aces. She's been good at the service line. That one was a little out of Daly's reach, and so we've got a set. Pardon me, that one did fall wide. It was off the block and wide, so Kentucky does get one.
And Peyton Peterson knew that that ball was going to go out. You see the position of her body. She turns her hips inside the court at the last second.
They're back within 2. Cabello, Cressy into the net. It's an error. Back-to-back for the Wildcats. And now Dan Meske is going to call the timeout. Between these two programs, particularly lately, feels a little bigger today somehow. Top 10 battle between the two. Cressy gets another crack. Handled. Delay off the block. Cabello rejected. Oh, and it's Kentucky that applies the pressure at the net. It's knotted things up at 23.
And again, as I mentioned, you see Chloe Chapoin for Louisville out passing in mid. ID Schran to try to pass.
She does. Cabello up high to Peterson. It's due.
Kentucky got everything they wanted out of that play. The blocker just could not seal the deal for Kentucky. Louisville with a set point.
Greg Skinner uses the last timeout.
Easily take that ball over in 2 for Kentucky, but look for Brooklyn delay on this left pin.
O'Brien back set to Baltimore, turned away. Right back to Baltimore. And Cardinals got to bump it over now. So this is an opportunity. O'Brien to delay. Where's Cabello going? Baltimore, it's in! Tied at 24, and now you've got to win by 2.
And you know what I love about the execution on the side of Kentucky? They are going after the shorter blocker for Louisville, Chloe Chacon. So that's why you saw Brooke Baltimore take a lot of rips at the ball, and she landed that one, tying it up.
So a little deliberation. Yeah, there is Cassie O'Brien, who is getting her left knee worked on. The athletic training staff had to come out there. This is Asia Thigpen. Yeah, O'Brien is definitely favoring, it looks like,
maybe we're looking
right leg.
We're looking at the right leg. Maybe there's a cramp in a situation, but right now on the side of Kentucky, there is no setter.
That's out, that's long. Louisville serves for set point again.
It looks to be a cramp on the side of Cassie O'Brien. The trainer was massaging out that right leg, but right now Kentucky cannot afford to not have a setter on the court, and you see her come back in the match.
O'Brien gutting through this. Kentucky is staggering right now. Louisville trying to land the knockout blow. Baltimore, that's dug out. Chacoin, precision kill for the set. Sophomore from Michigan. Remember, she started the first 3 matches, was replaced in set 2 of that Penn State victory. So that is a major storyline in this 4th set now. Delay gets rejected, and Louisville's block so strong in those first 2 sets, they now got 16.
Ava Sarafa gets that ball, good tempo to Brooklyn delay, but you put that ball right in the hands of Reese Robbins for Louisville, and she takes the block.
Robbins, you know, she played in every match a year ago. They have just got great depth at that middle block position on the right side as well. Blackshear, we've talked about her versatility. So is this a dunk opportunity? Yes, that's just a slam dunk from Hannah Sherman. 2-0 Louisville. They're riding the wave of that set 3 win, and it has ignited this crowd. Remember, Louisville's won 4 in a row in this series. Baltimore, yeah, just pinballs it off the block. Savvy shot. Kentucky's on the board.
And you got to look at the experience of Brooke Baltimore, the experience of Brooklyn Delay, because right now Sarafa for Kentucky is setting that ball a little bit low. I mean, she hasn't played in the setting position in this match thus far. She's only came in as a serving sub. So she's trying to get her bearings around now taking over the offense for Kentucky.
You know, make no mistake, Sarafa won the job in the offseason. But tonight, they spent most of the time, of course, on the bench. Yeah, Delay, just a powerful swing right through those tall Cardinal blockers.
And that started with Molly Tuzzo for Kentucky. She gives a beautiful high out-of-system ball, allowing Brooklyn Delay to do her damage on that left pin.
The All-American force. Last year, the SEC Player of the Year. Goes without saying that she's a legitimate National Player of the Year candidate in year 3 in Lexington. Tuzzo, that's brilliant work. And Delay finds that soft spot in the D.
Now Camden Strand, not a typical libero, playing out of middle back. Camden Strand, number 3 in the black jersey. She's got to make her way towards that line. She's hidden a little bit behind the Louisville block there and couldn't get the dig.
So 17 kills for Brooklyn Delay. That's a match high. Peterson. Or Sarafa going back to the All-American. That's handled. This one's at the net. Oh, Baltimore just whiffed on that one. Even at 3, you can see the frustration. She knew that's one that got away from her. She's played a really fine match to this point.
Absolutely. And you know what? Let's allow some grace, because I guarantee you she is telling Ava Sarafa to set me the ball here.
Instead, over to Delay. Tight to the middle. Cressy couldn't convert it. Delay, that works. Cross court's kill.
2 outside hitters. You see Eva Hudson get that dig up to get that ball to Brooklyn Delay on the kill.
18 big kills for the junior from Topeka. Here's Trinity Ward again. Cressy, that's wide. Kentucky with the point. Louisville scored the first couple of points in this set. UK on the 5-1 run since. And so Ward goes back to the service line. Again, she's playing 10 minutes from where she played her high school ball. That's in. Just a gnarly swing that time once again from the go-to pin hitter, Peterson.
And Peterson just right over the hands of Ava Sarafa for Kentucky to get her 13th kill on the match.
So she leads all Cardinals. In fact, she and Delay, the only 2 players today with double-digit kill totals.
Again, remember what I said. Missed serves are the thief of momentum here. And you see Hannah Kinney, unfortunately, an elite server, come in, miss that serve. Louisville not able to grasp the momentum.
You know, the good news for Dan Meskey's team is they have far less service errors. So just a third of the 9 that Kentucky has. So basically, put it simpler, it's a 1-to-1 ratio. Aces service errors for Louisville. Asia Thigpen serving away. Oh, it's an overpass. Carr terminates it.
And even though Lizzie Carr for Kentucky out of the middle terminates that ball, I sense that there's a little bit of chaos on the side of Kentucky because Cassie O'Brien has not been able to step on the court thus far. So we see that Asia Thigpen has came in for Baltimore as a serving substitution. So she's not able to hit on that right side if available.
Carr straight down into the floor. Nicely done by the junior from Westchester, Pennsylvania.
And Sarafa's best set is behind her to that slide, and you see her connecting very well with Lizzie Carr for Kentucky, giving Lizzie Carr her 8th kill on the match. Still 0 errors for Carr.
Are they going to Carr instead from the back row? Delay. Going airborne that time. Well, she's just a machine at this point in the match. It's 19 kills and counting. Top 10 battle, and look at the Wildcats here. They fell behind 2-0. This is a 9-2 run since the start of this set.
And we're going to get a look at Molly Wilson for Louisville subbing in for Nailise Cabello.
Yeah, there she is.
The setter position here.
Delay. Nice reactions. Sprawling out to keep it alive. Well, Hudson, quick reflexes. Louisville saves it. Sarafa. Hudson. Wow. Nicely done by Louisville to dig out 2. What looked like bona fide kills. And then that one is.
That's a touch.
It's a touch. Kentucky with a big 10-4 lead. 8 combined kills.
Again, the top outside duo in NCAA right now.
Kentucky has got its foot on the gas right now.
And honestly, Hudson has had a very quiet night. It has all been Brooklyn Delay on that offensive end. But I got a feeling Hudson's about to get real hot.
Delay, 3rd year with the program. Hudson, meanwhile, joined this club in the offseason after 2 prolific years at Purdue. Craig Skinner said it was a no-brainer. 3rd time's a charm. They tried to recruit her on 3 separate occasions.
You see Nailise Cabello come in for Molly Wilson. But Hudson, transition offense right now. Huge deficit for Louisville to climb out of right now.
Kentucky is feeling it. You can see it just in the confident aura on that sideline. 7-0 scoring run. So that is the most significant run of tonight's match.
And you see another substitution by Louisville. You see blanks at number 18 come in for Peyton Peterson. I told you early on, these teams are both battling back and forth. And right now, the energy, these players are getting tired. A lot of defense. You see Kentucky with 65 digs, and you've got Louisville with 60. So they're playing some hardcore defense, long rallies, tired arms.
So that put an end to a 12-2 Kentucky run. Peterson serves it. Oh, that one's still alive. Kentucky over to Hudson. Cressy gets smothered at the net.
I mean, it was a little bit of a trap set by Cabello for Louisville, but not really, because Kara Cressy was the only available opportunity. You see that Chloe Chacon had rotated on that right pin after playing such phenomenal defense. So it may have looked like a trap set, but Nailise Cabello for Louisville had no other option.
We often reference if you want to play in-system volleyball, that means you want to have essentially all options at your disposal as a setter. Chacon had to jab at that one. So where's Cabello going? That's Cressy, and that's too far. It's wide and out of play. So Kentucky They first off are in a groove, but they are exploiting these Louisville mistakes now.
And when you see Kara Cressy for Louisville struggling the way that she is, she wants it so bad. She came back to be the lethal threat for Louisville. And with her struggling, you see a substitution come in.
Cressy sits down. There's a big swing, that time from Addison McCoon. That's out of play. So Louisville does get one back. Now Meske he's rotated in McCoon, he's rotated in Bankston. These are a couple of players that have played very sparingly this season.
And you've seen both sides, Coach Craig Skinner and Coach Dan Meske, go deep into their bench, but that just shows the talent on both sides on these benches for Kentucky and Louisville.
It also shows, too, again, Kentucky in command. It wins this one. It forces a fifth set. So you wonder if we're going to go the distance. There's Hudson again, perhaps heating up at the most critical of times. Look at Kentucky, a 15-6 advantage in his fourth set.
And that put Hudson at 11 kills and 16 digs, a double-double on the night thus far.
Kentucky takes advantage of the Louisville mistake. 10-point advantage.
And right now, Louisville looks a little bit chaotic on their side. They really need to go back to simple volleyball. A lot of adjustments are being made on their side, is being shown to their team. And right now, that is one of the keys to Louisville coming out with a win. They need to handle adversity better. You see a lot of substitutions happening on the side of Louisville, which can cause some chaos, while Kentucky has stayed very, very steady. So right now, a lot of changes. Kentucky needs to figure it out. Louisville needs to figure it out fast, because Kentucky is running away with this.
I mean, Hudson is dialed in this set. That's now 4 kills for Hudson. In his fourth set, it's a double-figure kill performance. She's got 12.
So now you're looking at Molly Wilson again, touching the ball here as the setter. Nilese Cabello is not on the court. So again, a lot of changes that causes some miscommunication, some placement. How is Louisville going to handle this adversity right now?
Wilson has only played in 12 out of, what is it now, 34 sets for Louisville. That's it. Plenty, a bevy of substitutions in this fourth set. So Sherman helps get one back. But that 10-point hole that Louisville is in, and 10-point advantage for Kentucky, that is the biggest disparity we have seen between these two teams in any set. Kentucky just out of a cannon to begin this fourth set, and they haven't let up.
That ball's got to be better from Camden Strand for Louisville.
Point Kentucky. What was the issue there?
That transition ball from Camden Strand has got to be better, as you see Coach Dan Meske for Louisville talking to his setter, Nilese Cabello. I mentioned earlier, this is the first time that Nilese Cabello has ever ran an entire offensive system in a 5-1 setting. Last year, she ran a 6-2. And then in club, she was an attacker, only setting 3 rotations in the back row. So we're looking at Nilese Cabello running her offense. Coach Dan Meske is really trying to settle it down.
On the slide, Louisville converts, and that's a couple for Sherman lately. Marquee top 10 battle between two stalwarts. Kentucky, 8-time defending SEC champs. Louisville, remember, in the national title game a year ago.
And you see Blankston come back in. Again, those tired legs for Peyton Peterson, doing it all. Again, still leading in kills for Louisville with 13. As you see, just another lethal attack on the side of Kentucky.
Yeah,
just pounding it on.
Yeah, Kentucky right now, they are full of gusto, swagger, moxie on this side of the floor. Back set to Robbins. Delay, denied.
And Brooklyn DeLay is not going to let that rattle her at all. She's going to get another attempt. That was a good set by Sarafa. Just a better block on the side of Louisville.
So Louisville gets one back, 18 blocks. By the way, 33 combined blocks between these two teams. Baltimore could not pinpoint that one. It's Kentucky by 8.
And I think you're going to have a challenge. There was a little bit of movement at the net. So we're going to look to see if Coach Craig Skinner, he's got the challenge card in his hand. He's gonna use it.
Will he turn it in?
So there was a little bit of movement at the net at the end of that rally.
The original call was the ball hit the ground before there was a net violation. Kentucky is challenging that the net violation occurred first.
Well, he won the prior challenge, or he won his only other challenge attempt.
So what we're looking at is on that attack by Brooke Baltimore, you see it come down. Alana Blankston, 18 for Louisville, clips the net.
Yeah, that is the junior from Omaha. She's only played in 5 sets this year. This is pretty quick deliberation.
After review, there was a net prior to the ball hitting the ground by number 18. Point Kentucky. The call is reversed. Kentucky retains their challenge.
It's quite simple. Louisville is out of sorts this set, but credit Kentucky. They came out swinging after dropping a bitter close third set. And they've had a significant lead for much of this fourth.
And we don't want to say that Louisville is now looking at a 5th set, but you have to look at the fact that Kara Cressy is not on the floor for Louisville. That is the leadership that they are looking for, and she is not available. And you're trying to get some offense from a lot of athletes that aren't necessarily experienced at this level and under this pressure.
Oh, do I hear you right? You want to keep those legs fresh? Some of those weapons? Yep. So here we go. If you're Kentucky, you're 4 points away from forcing that 5th set. Robbins couldn't squeeze it through. Sarafa over to Hudson. Could not convert that time. Hudson again, big swing. And she did knock it off a Louisville blocker. So they say no touch, point Louisville. Well, the last time these two went to 5 sets was 4 years ago. And are we headed there once again? Opportunity for Louisville. That's long. Point Kentucky.
Again, the inexperience at this amount of pressure coming into the game. This was that coaching adjustment I was talking about that seemed a little bit erratic, but maybe they're looking towards a 5th set, wanting to have Peterson, wanting to have Cressy come out and all out batter.
Yeah, I mean, we've got McCoon, Bankston, Wilson. These are 3 players that have not seen the floor very often this year that are out there for Louisville. So meanwhile, Kentucky in this set, they're hitting 242. That is their best hitting percentage in any set. And they're 2 points away now from forcing the 5th. And there you see, there's Cressy, Blackshear, Cabello, all off the floor right now. That time McCoon converts.
And I had the privilege of coaching Addison McCoon, so she's going to be an elite high-level middle blocker for Louisville. But again, lights are big right now, and you're looking at a Kentucky team. This is a top 10 battle against two top national powerhouse teams. And right now, Kentucky is going to push this to a 5th.
2 points away now. Up high to Hudson. Nails it. Set point coming up.
Now the question is going to be, how does Louisville rebound? Because the first 3 sets were very close.
Sarafa serving, set point. Daly's got to pop it over here. She does. Can Kentucky end it right here? That one is through the block, and it's down. Kentucky just blitzes Louisville in this 4th, and it forces the decisive. We're going to a 5th set inside the Yum Center. Crowd of about 11,000 in this building today. First big swing, it's Ava Hudson. And she ricochets that off the block for the kill. Remember, it is 1st to 15. Win by 2. Winner take all 5th set.
Right now, Kentucky has 3 players in double-digit kills. You've got Brooke Baltimore with 10, Hudson with 14, and DeLay with 19. First contact for Louisville needs to be the focus.
So critical, so it's an opportunity. Daly smashes it through.
Again, you see the fun on the side of Kentucky. This is what the energy is necessary for a match of this magnitude. Jordan DeLay going up, single block, terminating that ball.
Kentucky has had a little moxie and edge to it since right out of the gate of that 4th set. It's a 3-0 start. The block gets it done. Boy, what a match for so many players. DeLay, of course, going to get a lot of the attention. But how about this match for Jordan Daly, coming off the bench, having not played for 5 matches. She's been very impactful.
The X factor for Kentucky and the block. You see Lizzie Carr there getting her 6th block of the match. But also, there's just no stopping Kentucky right now.
The latest kill from Hudson.
And this is exactly what a player like Ava Sarafa brings to Kentucky. She took the starting spot in the beginning of the season. Cassie O'Brien comes in, does really well, starts as a freshman. But Ava Sarafa has ran this 4th set and now into the 5th.
Hannah Kenny serves it. Couple of aces today. Their serving specialist. Sarafa over to Hudson. Hudson again. It is 5-1 Wildcats. But she may chase down her teammate. She's got 16 kills now. Make it 15, pardon me. And high-scoring All-American tandem. Louisville shoots right back.
Steady arm. Louisville has got to get going, though. The energy is still lackluster on the side. You see Nilese Cabello for Louisville give a good set to Peyton Peterson, but the energy has to be a little bit more amplified on the side of Louisville if they want to steal away this one from Kentucky.
Peterson serves it. Right to the middle. Carr converts again. Louisville has not been able to string together points. They haven't been able to go on a run. That is what Kentucky has done this last set and a half.
And unfortunately, Louisville doesn't really have a lot of options right now. They're relying heavily on Peyton Peterson on that left pin. First contact is not the trouble right now because Kara Cressy for Louisville is struggling. But Kentucky is hitting on all cylinders right now.
Daly turned away. Sarafa back to Delay. Brooklyn Delay. It's 7-2. It is another 20-kill performance for the All-American from Topeka. Meskey's team up against it now. Kentucky just about halfway to 15. And that one, it does. It ricochets off of Cressy before that ball fell down to the floor.
This is a really tough rotation for Louisville right now. They are
Emotionally speaking, on that Kentucky side, they're halfway to a 5-set win against Louisville. Cressy with a jab back.
starting with the first pass on the side of Louisville. That was the most settled that I've seen. You see Chloe Chacoin get that pass, setting up a very lethal Kara Cressy. Maybe that's what she needs to get going.
8 kills, 6 blocks for the redshirt senior captain. Well, this is where Louisville would have to go on a run. Kentucky trying to take care of business. Baltimore, that's still alive. Chacoin could not convert it. So here's a chance for the Cards. Chloe Chacoin. Got a whistle, and did a player cross that center line?
They crossed the center line on the side of Kentucky.
So that's back-to-back for the Cardinals. Watch underneath the net.
You see Sarafa go underneath the net in the space of Chloe Chacoin. That could have been an injury, so that is why they called that.
Kentucky retakes a 5-point advantage, and Brooklyn Delay secures her 21st kill. She's taken 62 swings in this 5-set thriller. The go-to All-American on the outside. Cabello cross-court set. That was to Chacoin. Couldn't hammer it. Chacoin couldn't get it again. One more time. Kentucky's able to handle. Oh, Delay! Savviness at the net. It's a signature performance.
Experience and execution. Sarafa shoots that ball very fast. It lands on the left hand of, and you are seeing it right now with two of the best outside attackers in the game, in Hudson and Delay.
Berezowitz kept that one alive. Chance though for Louisville. Berezowitz, another nice one. Delay couldn't hammer it. Up high, Chacoin tried to bank it off the hands. Who's going to end this rally? So is there a touch? Yes, there was.
It's going to be a touch on Hannah Sherman for Louisville. Just a high, flat ball from Brooklyn Delay. See it right here. Right between the hands of Hannah Sherman for Louisville. Brooklyn Delay gets her 23rd kill.
Kentucky's just got the foot on the gas. Hudson off the tape. Sherman gets one back for Louisville.
Louisville's last 5-setter was against #2 Texas, and they were in the same predicament. Louisville winning up by a significant amount, and Texas comes back to win. So Louisville can do it, but they need to figure out fast, quick on how to stop Kentucky.
Don't forget about Brooke Baltima. She's got 11 kills, one of a trio of Wildcats double-figure kill performances. We cannot state enough how impressive DeLay and Hudson have been. Hudson's got 21 digs to go along with her 16 kills.
And right now, Kentucky as a team is hitting 500. That's high efficiency.
Sherman scores another. First to 15, remember, in this fifth set.
And that's a good decision. Again, you see Blackshear back in for Louisville, so she is a threat out of the middle, but it's Hannah Sherman on that slide. Gotta find some different production out of Louisville, so they're going back to their original starting lineup in the first set.
Sarafa to DeLay. It's a sledgehammer. New season high, 24 kills.
Who's going to get the ball from Ava Sarafa? It doesn't matter. Brooklyn DeLay out of pipe on the back row. She is more lethal behind that 10-foot line than she is on that left pin sometimes, and you see it there.
Jen has quite simply been the aggressor since the start of the fourth set. It was a big set 4 win. They've got the significant margin here, 2 points away. Sherman paints it down the line. 6-point set.
Hannah Sherman getting her 9th kill on the match thus far as she rotates out. So let's see if Kara Cressy can really continue to try to fight her way into this 5th set for Louisville.
Camden Schrand serving for Louisville. Crunch time. Kentucky 2 points away. There's a chance. This is Blackshear. That's DeLay. To the middle, Carr! And we've got a match point coming up.
Textbook transition offense for the side of Kentucky. You see them get a dig. Again, Lizzie Carr being available to Sarafa, taking risks. You see Lizzie Carr going up, but Ava Sarafa at the 10-foot line, still setting her middle.
Sarafa serves. Match point. Cressy swings. Here's Hudson. And it's over! Kentucky knocks out its rival in a 5-set thriller. Its first win over